Is the new LEGO Imperial Star Destroyer too small? Well, in today's video, we are gonna decide that because to start things off, my question to you would be, does the Ultimate Collector Series Star Destroyer fit inside this bookcase? The answer would probably be no. But this new Playscale one fits perfectly. This set seems to be quite the controversy, so in today's video I'm going to be giving my full thoughts, review, and even, is it too small? So if that interests you, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's jump straight inside the new Imperial Star Destroyer. Although this LEGO set is not 100% perfect, I feel like it is a step in the right direction for some of the play scales, and it almost feels in the, and I quote, MIDI scale range for the LEGO Star Wars sets, and I'll kind of justify that in today's video. But first off, I wanted to take a quick look at our box art. Ours may look a little bit different because it is coming from the LEGO group, so a massive thank you to LEGO for gifting us this set for review. It doesn't have the piece count on there, but all of this information is readily available on the LEGO website, including the price point of $160, which we will justify by the end of today's video. Now, you also may notice that my set in particular has some scrabble on that, and no, it's not scribble. That is actually a signature on the box in silver and on the instructions, because we did take this set to Brickworld Chicago and happened to meet someone pretty famous, and he's actually a basketball player from the Indiana Pacers. So Miles Turner was able to sign this copy of this pre-released LEGO Imperial Star Destroyer. I thought that's pretty cool and thought I'd include it in today's video. So a huge thank you to Miles Turner for signing our copy and of course getting the opportunity to meet him, which he's a pretty advocate LEGO fan. And overall, I hope you really enjoy building your LEGO city, and I can't wait to see it to come together. As I mentioned, this is the new style of box. Of course, mine being a little different, having the not for sale sticker. But when you lift off the lid, I love the fact that you have an actual box that is preservable for us advocate LEGO fans. And I think this is a great step in the right direction. Now, unfortunately, the new Imperial Star Destroyer does not fit perfectly inside this brand new box for transporting, but it is very close. Like, it was almost perfectly designed for this LEGO set after completing to fit inside the box. I think that would have been a great touch. They would have just had to make the box a tad bigger to encompass this set inside. And I don't know if you want to call it bigger or thick, you know, the thickness of it. But anyways, really cool box art design. It's a step up in my direction and is preservable for the future. And I really do enjoy that. Now let's take a look at the actual set and minifigures that you get inside of it. Having a look at our minifigs, we do get the inclusion of Darth Vader inside of this new Imperial Star Destroyer. And anytime you do see a LEGO Darth Vader minifigure included, he kind of succumbs the set to Vaderflation, because just about any set that he comes in, it kind of drives the price of it a little bit up just because he's a highly sought after minifig. Now, he does have his legs printed, torso printed, and even his arms printed. Comes with a nice red lightsaber and overall is a great looking minifig with the inclusion of his cape. The next minifigure we are getting inside of this set is going to be Commander Praji, and he does come in his officer suit, comes with a blaster, and I believe he did come with a single molded face. So the face you get is what you see. The next minifigure inside of this set is going to be the Imperial crew member. His suit is all decked out in the gray. He's got a nice face printing on himself as well, featuring his mic where he can talk to and relay information. Of course, being a single molded face, does have leg printing and also a torso print. Our next minifigure is this Imperial Gunner. I actually really enjoy this minifigure. I think the helmet piece on this one looks fantastic. It just offers such a nice helmet piece to add to my collection, as I don't have one of these yet. And this is also a single molded face, and she does come with a blaster. The next minifigure here on the right of the Imperial Gunner is the Imperial Navy Trooper. And this one actually has a very nice helmet piece and has a dual molded face, one of the first included in this set. His torso does have that back printing, and his legs are just in the standard black color. And then lastly, we have a Stormtrooper included in this set, and you can always argue that we should get more Stormtroopers, but in this case, I'm pretty happy that they included one, and they do have a single molded face in this included Stormtrooper. But that would conclude the minifigures in this set. Aside from a bonus minifigure, because I feel like it truthfully is a bonus. I don't know, seeing 6 minifigures inside of this $160 Lego Star Wars set, for me, the options that were included, I think I'm very satisfied. But to make things even better, I felt like this was a bonus minifigure. To kick off the 25 years of Lego Star Wars, we are getting the Cal Kestis minifigure. And for those of you who don't know who Cal Kestis is, he is from the video game series and hopefully rumored to potentially be making a show or movie or something later on in the future. But for now, he's just stuck inside the video games and lore of Star Wars inside of video games. Now, it is often said that maybe they should have included BD-1 as a droid on top of his shoulder or just to come along with him. But aside from BD-1, they also said maybe we should get a poncho. Where is poncho at? And that's all valid and fair questions. But overall, I think this minifig looks really good. His leg printing looks absolutely fantastic. His torso looks good. The face print does a very great job. And he does have a dual molded face to add to that as well. And of course, he does come with a lightsaber and the 25 years of Lego Star Wars plaque that of course is printed and not a sticker. Now let's take a look at the actual Imperial Star Destroyer and the scale and size of this set entirely. It almost feels like an Ultimate Collector Series dumbed down. When I mean dumbed down, I mean like it's just a smaller version. The actual outside of the set, I think, is basically the large UCS set just chopped off, maybe a lot smaller than the UCS set, but for me, that adds a lot more details. So overall, the aesthetics from the outside, it does feel a little bit smaller when you're just looking at this set, but truthfully, there's so much more than the appearance from the outside. And I feel like that was a step Lego was going for and the direction they were wanting to take on a set like this. Now, the bridge does look pretty good as well. It just has, you know, the overall shape that it needs to have in size relation to the rest of the ship. This whole section, including the bridge, feels a little bit smaller. We could have seen maybe a couple more inches here lengthened out to the other side. But aside from that, I think it looks really great. It, of course, is a giant gray Star Wars ship. It does have some really notable cool play features included. So if I move up, it has some gunners here on both sides, and it has this play feature on the side where you can rotate these gunners like they're chasing down X-Wings trying to blast them out of the sky. Now, it does have that on the opposite side as well, and I think it's a really cool feature, a play feature that was included in this set. You'll also notice one of the sticker elements here on top of the bridge. That is one of the, I would argue, few stickers that is included in this Lego set. And to kick off the last play feature on this, they have 2 green blasters here that are on the whole bridge section that you can see and shoot, and hopefully be careful to not poke anyone's eyes out as you're doing that. And lastly, on the exterior of the ship, we can take a look at the back side, and I did like the inclusion of all of the blasters here, the motor section over here. It looks pretty good for the most part. I think they could have done a little bit better job covering some of the technic elements here. Maybe adding, I don't know, adding a little bit more detail just to close off some of this. But nonetheless, I think it still looks really good. One other notable feature here is this section opens up and can be storage for more of your blasters, just in case you lose 1 or 2, or if you want to add to your army of blasters. But as this whole section removes, I forgot to mention this little Technic piece right here sets off the blasters like such, and you can just reload them from the front. Nice feature. This is very well sturdily built, and if you want to take it one step further, this is actually just pretty easily removable. It's basically just on some clip pieces, and you could further break down the set, which I like very much so, and is superly well designed by the Lego group. But as we lift up that panel, it includes this drop down section to actually lift up and kind of carry or even display our ship. I personally believe this probably wasn't needed, but it's kind of like a bonus feature considering it gets covered anyways. We don't even see it as the ship is completed with that whole entire panel on top of it. But I guess it's a nice little inclusion, because just say you wanted to move it and you're uncomfortable moving this set. You're uncomfortable moving this set by just picking it up. Those little flaps open up and you can actually just put 2 fingers in there and lift up your Star Destroyer. Regardless, don't think it was needed just because this set is not big enough, in my opinion, that it needs to be moved and protected like that. But again, it was a nice feature. Now, taking a further look inside the ship, the whole structure opens up, which I think is something kind of unique. If we get a top view from that, let's display how that closes just to give you a better perspective. Basically, it just folds closed and you can't really just pull it closed. You have to go up and then fold it. Pretty simple and straightforward, and overall locks in pretty well and just kind of sits there. It was a nice feature and a nice way to open up the ship. It's not flimsy at all, which is something I really like from Lego sets. It's very a sturdy one. Now, a little bit less sturdy, I feel like, is the base of this build. It's only built by 2 plates deep. And for the most part, you could see them pop up a little bit here and there. I'm not sure what that entails, but it could have been used a little bit as more support for the base of the ship, just to make sure some of these planes aren't moving up and down as I over the years and move and display this Lego set. As I mentioned, this set is fully able to put all of your minifigures inside and some. You can actually store so many minifigures in here, but if we take a look in the front, you can't scan minifigs here if you are planning to close it, but there's notable some sticker elements to give some computer screens and effects inside of this build. And overall, you can stack maybe 3 or 4 minifigures in there sitting down as they are working. Now we get to the back of the ship over here. One sticker piece that I think could have been changed are those translucent ones. That would have been kind of nice to get some printed elements on this side, but you can see some of the stickers indicating maybe some issues that this ship is having, and then some references to some old movies. But the minifigs overall fit great inside of this set, and there's a great touch that it's basically play scale, and you can have really cool scenes inside of the build. Now, one thing I absolutely do love is this basically micro scale Imperial Star Destroyer. I guess that's from like a Lego Elf set, but it's almost like a ship is being chased in the galaxy, and this whole section over here rotates. I really do like it. It's a nice little reference point and something I really enjoyed when building this Lego set. And on the opposite side, we have just a little working desk here. Of course, more of those sticker elements, and then of course, minifigures being able to be placed on inside of this amazing Lego ship. But as we demonstrated earlier in today's video, the set is fairly easy to close up. And as I had mentioned, just have to be wary of Darth Vader's lightsaber, and the bridge will just fit in like so, which locks into place quite nicely. Overall, a super easy set to assemble and just kind of put back all the pieces and open and display it. Really impressive, and let's kind of justify and talk about the $160 price point, as well as the size of this Lego set. I'm just gonna go out and say it. For me, this has to be one of the best Lego Star Wars sets of 2024 in my eyes. And I say that with a few regards. 1, this set was an absolute joy to build. 2, I love the scale of it. It is an awesome way to display a really, really interesting, a really detailed, a sophisticated Imperial Star Destroyer, if you will. And of course, the minifigs that are included in this set, I thought were fantastic for the price point of $160. And it almost felt like we were getting a bonus minifigure of the 25-year anniversary Cal Kestis, which I believe is going to be a really sought-after minifigure, of course being exclusive to this set, and of course getting that printed element as the 25-year anniversary. So the minifigures included in this, I thought were such a great touch. It almost didn't need the bonus minifigure of the, the collectible series, but it was a great inclusion. And I think that's something to take away and kind of appreciate that the Lego group included. Now, I know we can always argue the Lego Star Wars sets can get bigger, right? There was a whole dilemma of, and continue to see that Lego Star Wars is getting smaller and smaller, and we're definitely seeing that across the board, and that's definitely going to be some of my feedback to the Lego group of this set, because it seems like the audience, and you guys, correct me if I'm wrong in the chats, want to see bigger Lego Star Wars sets. But I am not going to knock the Lego group for trying something a little bit different. I know they are bringing smaller Lego Star Wars sets, but at least in this case, in this set, I feel like the level of detail has gone up, and I think that is a win. So if you're a person who enjoys building Lego sets for the interior as well as a balanced exterior, this set is probably going to be for you. And of course, someone who doesn't want to spend, a huge amount of money on the Ultimate Collector Series sets or doesn't have the room for it. This is a great alternative because it is smaller. You can display this in an office. You can have a small room to display this and not take up a ton of room. I think there's benefits to both sides, but I know the vast majority of you want the big, grand Imperial Star Destroyer. And that's okay too. So if you're someone who just wants the exterior and does not give a crap about what's on the inside, truthfully, this set is probably not for you, and you probably aren't going to be satisfied with it, except if you were just going off the minifigures. But you guys always argue buying Lego sets for the minifigures is not good. That's a question I'll leave up to you in the chat below. But anyways, $160 for me seems quite justifiable for this Lego set, and overall was pretty impressive. I'll leave it a floor open for you in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this Lego Star Wars Imperial Destroyer in the comments below. I'm interested to hear feedback. I, for one, enjoyed it, and I can't wait for you to enjoy it, for those who are going to want it. And anyways, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me with feedback on these videos. And of course, subscribe if you are new. I'm Christo from Stud City. Love you guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Love you guys. Peace out.